the cardiac rehabilitation? It is simple definition is all measures used to help cardiac patient to return to active and satisfying life and to prevent reoccurrence of the cardiac event. So, the treating the heart failure patient or the putting a stent in the patient is not just enough, but we need to ensure that patient goes to active life and the quality of life should be better. The cardiac rehabilitation is defined as per US FDA is the physician supervised program that furnishes the physician prescribed exercise, cardiac risk factor modification, psychosocial assessment and outcomes assessment. The rehabilitation can be hospital or home based. Now, the brief history regarding the cardiac rehabilitation. In early 1700, Dr. William Haberden, he was the first physician to mention exercise in the cardiovascular disease, and he was the physician to first describe the angina pectoris. So, as in his word, I knew a patient with the angina pectoris who set himself a task of the sewing wood for half an hour every day and was nearly cured. In early 1800, the Max Joseph Orton, he was a German physician and he early advocated the Tennant cure. Careful description of the effect of the graded increased exercise on blood pressure, heart rate and the physical fitness. In early 1900, Dr. James Van Herrick, he published the landmark article in the JAMA in 1912, coining the phrase myocardial infarction. But this physician was very conservative. So in early 1900, that was a dictum. If you have got an MI, the major treatment is take rest up to 6 to 8 weeks. And this physician is advised almost 6 to 8 weeks of the bed rest for his patients. In 1960s, US President Eisenhower suffered myocardial infarction in 1955. Paul Dudley, which is a renowned physician at that time, he himself advised to American President graded exercise including swimming, walking and golf. Now, come to the recent trials. The first trial or the landmark trial regarding this was the HF action. In this trial, they have specified or they have made protocol for the how to mobilize the patient and how to prescribe exercise prescription. In this trial, demonstrated that the regular aerobic exercise training was very well tolerated, was safe, and the improved quality of the life. But in this trial, there was no substantial benefit in the mortality, and there was no substantial benefit regarding the readmission for the heart failure. But subsequent analysis of this trial, frailty modified the treatment effect of the aerobic exercise therapy with greater reduction in the risk of all-cause hospitalization but not mortality. So, the more the patient is pre-illness frailty, the more there is a more benefit of getting cure or the improved quality of the life post-therapy. The second trial was ejection HF phase 4 trial. In this trial, the supervised center-bed exercise therapy was safe, feasible addition to disease management program with supported home exercise in patient recently hospitalized with acute heart failure. But this did not reduce the combined endpoint of the death or readmission. The most recent trial was the Rehab HF trial. In this, the acute decompensated heart failure patients whose frailty status at the baseline had a greater improvement in the functional status and the quality of life than who were pre-fail. Improvement in the frailty burden with the rehabilitation intervention was significantly associated with the lower risk of the rehospitalization. So after this 3 trials, they come to in the guideline and in the recent review articles, they are saying in the more frail patient, the benefit of exercise is more than the normal or the healthy patients. The mechanism of the beneficial effect of the exercise. The first mechanism is the effect on the heart is gradually increasing the cardiac output, decreasing the filling pressure and the decreasing the heart rate. That leads to anti-anginal effect also. Then this leads to improvement in the autonomic balance this also affect on the renin-angiotensin system, and all over the decrease, there is a decrease in the inflammatory cytokines. Thus this prevent reoccurrence of the any MI event or the anginal events. This has also effect on the exercise also effect on the diabetes, prevent the insulin resistance, improvement in the all over muscle strength, and the most importantly this exercise improve the all over increase in the respiratory muscle strength, increase in the minute ventilation, and the increase in the dyspnea.
It was aerobic exercise.
Sir, this is exercise training which is aerobic, resistant, and the high intensity also. We are coming to that. The components of the cardiac rehabilitation. These are the general components. The most important of the first part is the physician prescribed exercise training. The second one is the risk factor modification, then psychosocial assessment, treatment, and the referral regarding the psychosocial assessment, stress related, and the monitoring of the goals, outcome assessment, patient's education, relative education regarding the illness and regarding the risk factor, and the last one is the diet and nutritional counseling. Now, the exercise prescription in post heart failure patient or the post cardiac event patient. There are four types or the four variables. First is the type of exercise, second one is the intensity of the exercise, third is the duration, and the last one is the frequency. The mode of exercise. The mode of exercise could be aerobic or the endurance training. The second one is the resistant training. The third one is the high intensity interval training. Then moderate continuous training. Then respiratory muscle training and the localized muscle training. In general prescription, this all type of exercise at the specific phase of the rehabilitation is used. Intensity, monitoring the intensity of the exercise is based on the either heart rate or the rate of the perceived exertion, rate of the perceived exertion, and the metabolic equivalence to determine the training intensity and the patient response to the exercise. Percentage of the heart rate HR max determined by the exercise test or other methods, these should be used. Then HR max, it is not a base indicator of the exercise, but in the patient specific having beta blocker or CCB, the response could be varied. The rate of perceived exertion. The patient's perception of the exertion is as per the BOD scale. In this, the BOD scale, we are normally using the poster in the post exercise test also. So, as per the BOD scale, 9 is equal to very light exercise, and 13 is somewhat hard, 17 is a very hard. 17 is at the level the patient says, I am not going to do further, but he can push some limit, and 19 is extremely strenuous, it is not achievable kind of exercise. The patient has hardest ever experience. Now, the original BOD scale is 60 to 20. RP is the 10 to 11, the fairly light exercise which is walking or doing routine activities, equals to 40 to 50% of the heart rate range. Heart rate max, here we are talking about the maximum heart rate. Then 12 to 13, somewhat hard, equals to 60% of the heart rate range. Then rate of perceived exertion, RPE of 16 equals to 85% of the heart rate range. There is a modification of the BOD scale, but it is not in much use. There is a simple 4 is somewhat hard and 5 is hard, 7 is equal to the 17, it is the very hard. Max. 1 MET is basic oxygen requirement at rest. The 5 METs is the requirement needed. 5 METs is the 5 times the required needed at the rest. The VO2 is the oxygen consumption of the body. VO2 max is the maximum VO2 consumption. Here 3 to 4 max is when continued 3 to 4 max is equal to the daily acting or the daily living activities, and that includes the minor slow walking, and the 5 minutes required to safely resume most daily activities. So the target is patient should achieve at least activity of the 5 minutes at the time of the discharge or within 1 to 2 weeks of the discharge. 2 to 3 minutes equals to the walking, participating in auto repair or the bowling. 4 to 5 minutes equal to 3.5 mile per hour walking. The scrubbing the floors, then the table tennis or doubles tennis. The 6 to 7 minutes is the splitting wood, water skiing, swimming or the dancing. 8 to 9 minutes equals to the 5.5 mile per hour running or the vigorous basketball or the any sports activity like football. The 10 minutes is 6 mile per hour running, the competitive handball and the competitive swimming. The duration of the exercise should be 5 to 10 minutes, warm up and the cool down, then conditioning phase 15 to 60 minutes. Average time is 20 to 30 minutes for the moderate intensity. The frequency is depend on the duration and the intensity. Average 3 to 5 sessions per week for the moderate one. Progression of the exercise: when heart rate is lower than the target range, you can progress or the increase the intensity or the duration. And when the symptoms of ischemia or any other cardiac symptoms do not appear. Now, here is the sample exercise prescription which was used in the HF action trial. In this phase, they have started exercise initial early phase in the 1 to 2 week in the clinic, or the supervised exercise was started. There was 3 sessions per week and the duration was 15 to 20 minutes. Target heart rate response was 60% of the heart rate max. Mode of exercise was walk or ergometer cycle. After that, in 3 to 6 week post procedure or 3 to 6 week of the post discharge, there was 3 sessions weekly, but here the duration was increased 30 to 35 minutes and the targeted heart rate was 70% of the heart rate max. After 6 weeks, there was increased weekly session was 3 to 2, observed session was 3 to 3 or 2. The duration of 30-35 and target heart rate was the 70. Then maintenance exercise has weekly sessions 5 and aerobic duration was 40. Now, how they come to the heart rate max? What they have done in their study? Baseline cardiopulmonary exercise testing was used, and they have used the Norton protocol used during the training after the discharge or at the time of the discharge. As per the Borg rating, perceived exertion of the 16, patient was encouraged to achieve this up to that level of the exercise during the exercise test, and at that time the maximum heart rate was noted. So post discharge any exercise prescription was 60% or the 70% of the maximum heart rate achieved post procedure at the before time of the discharge. This was the Norton protocol. Here it is a little bit different from routine treadmill protocol we are using. Here every 2 minutes there is a increase in the speed of the, and after that there is an increase in the incline.
Speed was remaining same for up to 6 stage.
But sir, incline is increased. So up to 6 there is a increase in the incline. After that there is a incline is same but increase in the speed.
So incline starts changing from stage 2.
Yep.
And once the speed is increased in stage 1, it will remain same for stage 6. તમે બોલો છો એના કરતા અલગ છે.
Now, when to reduce activity or exercise during the acute illness, during any injury, and if there is an increase in edema or angina or any change in the medication. Now, this was they have advised for the patient after discharge, frequency should be 5 days per week for a moderate intensity. Moderate intensity is heart rate 50 to 60% of the heart rate max, and 3 days per week for a high intensity. Then resistant exercise should be 2 to 3 non-consecutive days per week. The intensity of the intensity of the exercise is as per the target heart rate and focus on variety of the intensities. Means they are saying the high intensity interval training. It means 2 to 3 minutes of the hard exercise. After that, 2 to 3 minutes of the 1 to 2 minutes of the less exercise or the slow exercise is more beneficial than the routine moderate continuous training. Now, for resistant exercise, intensity is defined by the amount of the weight lifted and repetition. Set the goal of the 8 to 10 exercise about 1 to 3 sets of the 8 to 16 repetition with each exercise. Time 30 to 60 minutes per session and shorter if exercise is high intensity. The resistant exercise depend on the strength and the schedule. The type that what kind of the aerobic exercise could be that, it means running, walking, cycling or dancing. The activity resistant exercise means dumbbells, bands or any machine exercises. Now the contraindication for this exercise prescription is unstable angina, high blood pressure, acute illness, uncontrolled arrhythmia, uncontrolled sinus tachycardia, uncompensated heart failure, recent embolism or thrombophlebitis, uncontrolled diabetes. Patient should be informed about when to stop exercise, the persistent dyspnea, dizziness or the confusion, onset of the angina, leg claudication or any ataxia, any bone joint pain, nausea, vomiting or the blood pressure rise above the normal range. Now, the phases. The exercise testing was a part of the cardiac rehabilitation. When we are putting this all the exercise and everything, in which phase? The phase 1 of the cardiac rehabilitation is the inpatient cardiac rehab. In phase 1, initiate early return to independent daily life activity after 24 hours or until patient is stable for 24 hours. For post-MI, exercise guideline is for first 24 hours, bed rest, restricted mobility and the breathing exercise. Once stable for 24 hours, sit at the edge of the bed, then sit out of the bed 30 minutes several times a day and lower extremity exercise. This is after 24 hours of the stabilization. Gradual increase in ambulation up to 5 minutes several times a day. Daily life activity can be resumed up to 10 minutes after 24 hours gradually. Then activity needs for the home up to stairs is 5 minutes. This can be done after 3 to 4 days. And as per board scale in the light range activity, in this activity heart rate increase to 10 to 20 from the baseline. This can be done after 3 days. Post PTCA patient avoid aerobic training for 2 weeks post-op and exercise prescription based on the post-op exercise test result. For post-CABG patient, there is a sternal or intercostal incision is there.
Last statements on the previous slide. Often progress faster.
Post-PTCA patient means medically managed or the thrombolyzed patient, their progress is very good. Post-CABG patient, the only issue with the post-CABG patient is which delays the mobilization and delays the exercises. There is a sternal bound and the sternal precaution is needed for minimum 4 to 6 weeks. So ventilation exercise and aerobic exercise is not indicated. and there is an extremity incision also for taking the grafts. So in this patient, only upper extremity or the lower extremity exercise could be done if clearance of the surgeon. Now, there is a phase 2 of the exercise in which takes us 3 to 6 weeks of the exercise and outpatient cardiac rehabilitation is done. It could be either center based. So in the center based, they have patient is advised to take monitor or the supervised exercise. In this, the aerobic exercise could be there and the strength training can also be done. The non-center based activities are the cycling, walking, swimming, any sports activity, the individualized exercise. How to start, how we advise the patient to start exercise. Start at the low to moderate intensity, less than 14 on the Borg scale. Borg scale means not push yourself hard enough. 14 is somewhat hard, apart from means just above the routine exercise. So less than 14 on a Borg scale, 60% of the heart rate reserve. It means the resting heart rate plus 30. Means if the resting heart rate is 80, then patient can go up to 110. Then gradually increase duration until 45 to 60 minutes per day and can be a several brief periods initially. Gradually increase the intensity, speed, incline and the resistance. The moderate strength training with dumbbells and the core exercise could be done, but should be started at the low intensity with the low weights. The other component or other part of the rehabilitation is modification of the risk factor profile. So it is including the treatment of the hyperlipidemia, smoking cessation, treatment of the hypertension, then control of the diabetes, exercise and dietary change. The home exercise program. Low risk patient can be safe candidates for the unsupervised home exercise. Gradually increase the exercise time is 20 to 30 minutes, 1 to twice a day at 4 to 6 weeks post-MI. Now, these all are guidelines after the 3 week of the primary event or after the 3 week of the discharge, in which duration is 30 to 60 minutes, including 5 to 10 minutes of the warm up and the cool down. And patient is encouraged to do walking or cycling or ergometer or the strength training. Intensity is sub-maximal, less than 70% of the heart rate reserve. Strength training or the dumbbell or could be begin at the 3 weeks of the cardiac rehab and 5 weeks post-MI, 8 weeks post-CABG. Begin with the bands and light weights, progress to moderate load and 12 to 15 repetition in each set. Then the community exercise program to support or the maintain the further activity. The phase 4 is the maintenance of the which exercise or which schedule we have started that improves the functional capacity, promote the self-regulation exercise programs. Now the effect of the cardiac rehabilitation, the benefits of the rehabilitation: decrease the heart rate at the rest and decrease the heart rate during the exercise, increase the stroke volume, increase the myocardial oxygen supply, improve the respiratory capacity, improve the functional capacity, decrease in the serum glycoprotein, improve glucose tolerance, this all we know, and improve the psychological status. This exercise is helping a lot to prevent the depression in the patient.